Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Blue Collar Restaurant in Miami.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Luby, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Today's show, it's a first-time visit for the Lunchbox with an old friend, Danny Serfer. Mignonette is the name of the restaurant. It's a great little seafood haunt that has great raw items, whole fish, crudo of the day. You can see the marquee behind us. Danny Serfer, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having and visiting our other restaurant, Mignonette.
Yes, and I learned a couple of things today. First of all, on the way down to, Miami, great, vibrant city, bustling international scene. And I know why they call it the Magic City now, because number one, somehow, as I was making my way down here, I had magical thinking, because even though I saw the sign that said express lanes closed on 95, I played, I don't know if you call it Miami roulette, but I just said, nah, it's moving, let's go.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, boom, it's at a standstill. And then my ETA on the map kept shifting. I left my house about 12:35, Fort Lauderdale, and first it said, I was going to get here at about 1:30. Then it said 1:42. Then it said 1:48. Then it said 2:12, because it was apparently there was an accident, because I didn't heed the warnings. But then, like a miracle, the Red Sea parted and we made it and we're on time. But what do you do when you see express lanes closed? Do you pay attention to it, or do you
I go in the express lane because it's going to take me the farthest and give me priority on entering back in.
Okay.
Once the cops are directing you towards the end of where the express lane ends, you're going to be at the front of all those other people and they're going to let you in.
Okay.
Right?
Magical thinking in the Magic City. The other thing that was kind of also head scratching is I'm driving and there's blue skies in front of me, above, sunshine, and it is also pouring raining at the same time. How is this possible, these sun showers here?
That's just not Miami. That's South Florida.
That's South Florida.
That's even you Broward people deal with that shit. So,
and
yeah.
So let's just set the stage. We are, again, Mignonette, and the address here is 210 Northeast 18th Street, but it's really on Biscayne Boulevard, right? Or it's
close. I mean, we're a block west of Biscayne. We like to say,
it is west of Biscayne?
I thought it was Biscayne's a block that way.
Okay.
We like to say we're right by the Arts Center and the arena.
Right.
I don't know what the arena, the Bang Brothers arena, is it now?
It's still Kaseya Center.
The San Pinkman Fraud Arena.
I have no idea.
He was the sponsor at one point.
I have no idea what
FTX.
Kaseya is.
And now it's Kaseya.
Yeah. What is Kaseya?
I've looked it up many times. I'll look it up again. But it's some.
Actually, I don't know what it
IT
is,
thing.
but it's a big enough company. I have a friend that sells big companies insurance, and as soon as that change happened, he's on my fantasy football thread.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh my God, this is so great!" Blah blah blah, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Kaseya, they're a client of mine." I was like, "Who ever heard of Kaseya?" So I guess my friend.
I usually Kaseya my money goodbye when I go to a casino or racetrack or poker game lately, but
no, you're a winning player.
I'm still a winning player.
You're a winning
Had a little
player.
bit of a rough patch last week, but these things happen. Nothing worse in life than having the second best hand in poker, and then somebody out there still has the nuts. So
well, you could have the third best hand in a double board bomb pot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That cost me another fight. It was like that pot was the difference between me losing a little bit and losing a lot. And
that's
these things happen.
I think
poker.
that's where your win rate and loss rate comes from the most.
Yeah,
not most, but a lot. In
Coolers.
Those bomb pots, know when to go with God in a bomb pot, and know when to just give up.
Right.
So,
so anyway, today, of course, National Chicken Wing Day. So, being a contrarian here on the Lunchbox, we're celebrating with raw oysters because, and I'm sure when it's National Oyster Day on August 5th, before our event at Even Keel, when we're going to have all you can eat oysters on the half shell like these, we'll probably beat a chicken wing place like Shenanigans. But
I like a Shenanigans wing. They're very
good. I love that.
Yeah,
And again,
I like Shenanigans.
Pat is one of our great sponsors. He's up in Maine and Canada, Quebec this month.
Who loves Shenanigans and has for 100 years?
Who's that?
the biggest celebrity I can.
Oh,
say
you
that
said
Wait, he's loved it for 100 years. Is that back when moon pies were a nickel?
This kid I grew up with, Josh
Gad.
Gad. Yeah, Josh
Hmm.
Gad, the voice of Olaf. He
Oh,
doing
yeah.
Spaceballs too.
he's from Davie. He went
He's,
to
he lived around he grew up around the corner from Shenanigans. and
University school,
always
right?
said nice things about it. So
Yeah, no, and Pat, the original location is no longer with us.
right
But
by
he,
TY.
and
that
that's
one
probably
is
the one
gone.
that Josh
Yeah.
Gad went to. Yeah.
Yeah, and but now Pat and his crew are keeping things alive at a space on Federal Highway there, in between Sterling and Sheridan and Dania Beach, that used to be a Pizza Hut and a barbecue joint called Charlie's, and he bought both buildings, very wisely purchased the real estate, and it's going strong. So
The biggest problem I have with Shenanigans, if I may, is when I'm driving there, it's like Sophie's, and I want chicken wings. It's like Sophie's Choice. I have Tarks on the right and Shenanigans on the left.
well, okay.
And I am a Tarks man through and through because my mom ate that like almost every week when she was pregnant with me 40 plus
Oh,
45
interesting.
years ago.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I
love both. I love both.
lived around the corner for a long time. I would occasionally go into Tarks for their Wednesday clam night because they're one of the few places that have clams on the half shell, and I love a good clam on the half shell.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of the Tarks chicken wing. I am totally team Shenanigans when it comes to chicken wings, and I'm not just saying that
They're
because
both
they're a
good.
sponsor now.
They're different.
I hate the fryer. I don't think they've changed the oil at the Tarks fryer later, or whatever you call it, probably since moon pies were a nickel.
Back when moon pies were a nickel.
But I don't know. Maybe some people like that kind of.
I don't know. I mean, I love Tarks because, my mom ate it when she was pregnant with me. And also when I used to be the chef at the 15th Street Fisheries around the corner, that was one of the spots I would hit up on my way home.
On the way home, they used to be open late. I mean, they're still killing it there, Tarks. They are under new ownership. They've cleaned up the shop because they had a couple of
the new owner probably changed the fryer.
They had a couple of visits
But
from Jeff Weinzier,
look-
who's
just
never a good thing. But
Look at how well these are shucked. Like,
Yeah.
the guy who shucked them, Tyson, back there, he's been our chef de cuisine for over 5 years now. He's been with the company for longer than that.
I can't really tilt this because all the ice will eventually melt out of it. But
Yeah.
we go to Luby, you want to do the ISO
this.
cam?
Yeah,
go
that's fine.
close up. Look at this guy. He's got the camera presence of mind here. And so, is this all the same type? We got a
No.
variety of oysters here, and I'll
right.
drink to that. I'll drink.
got-
I like the way you just have it naked with the
Oh, yeah.
liquor. That now, as I know you're in recovery, but you're allowed to have the oyster liquor.
Liqueur.
Yeah.
So these are Queen's Cup, Mamma Mia, and Black Point, all from Prince Edward Island.
Mhm.
We are partial to oysters from that area. We think that that area and maybe a couple places here and there in Massachusetts and Maine have the best.
Yeah,
We're not-
Wellfleet's in Massachusetts are great. Duxbury's in Massachusetts are pretty
Wellfleet
good.
is a Massachusetts oyster.
Duxbury is a
Duxbury
good.
is a great Massachusetts oyster.
And then the PI. Now I know all these things because, all right, I can't call myself an oyster expert anymore, Luby, because I botched. I'm going to give myself a 400 batting average because I basically got 3 out of the 5 oysters blindfolded when we were up at Even Keel Fish Shack last week, where they had 4 different varietals, and I said I could taste it without even looking at them, being blindfolded. I would be able to identify the oysters just by taste. One of them was from Virginia, the St. James. One of them was a Blue Point from Connecticut. I should have eaten all of them at once because at first, the first oyster I ate was the PEI Pink Moons, and
We have pink moons.
I was able to identify that. But
The Mamma Mia are really good.
yeah, but all these are great. And you're right.
Queen's Cup, Mamma Mia, Black Point.
And again, you're a longtime shucker here.
No, that's our chef.
Chef, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One of
But
their
he
higher
does.
level chefs.
Yes, I'm sorry.
He's just helping us out. And we appreciate it.
But no, it takes. I can't tell you. Okay, we're doing a list of annoyances and grievances today.
Poorly shucked oysters.
It's like Festivus comes early, but poorly shucked oyster. There's nothing worse when I'm going to a place like up in Boca. I one time reviewed a place that I really liked, but they were charging, and this was back 7 years ago. They were charging $3 for West Corn. Each oyster was $2.50 or $3. Now they've gone up even more. But they didn't cut that lower adductor,
Right.
so it was like clinging to the bottom of the shell. And you can explain this. What's the proper way to shuck an oyster?
Get in there from the back where that opening is. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle until it pops. flip your knife, run it across the top, open it up, and then flip your knife again, get under the whole thing, and disconnect the abductor muscle.
Right.
And if you pop the belly and it looks like shit, there's two sides to an oyster, you flip it. So you're only presenting nice whole bellies.
Right, whole belly.
Nothing worse than a poorly shucked
Okay,
oyster.
so we're getting questions about the West Coast oysters, which we don't talk about a lot.
They're
we don't
pricier
get into.
and becoming.
They're saying, what do you think about the Hamahamas, Fanny Bay, or
oh.
Kumamotos?
I like
right.
Kumamotos.
All right. The best West Coast oyster of all time is anything from the Hamahama farm. And when it is winter time, we will order directly from Hamahama.
Oh,
They have
nice.
A few different varieties. That's really the only West Coast oyster we believe in because we have a relationship directly with Hamahama to get it from the farm. So I ordered on a Wednesday. It gets to me on a Thursday. It was pulled out of the water on a Wednesday.
Wow.
I love when,
From out west.
Yeah, the Kumamotos.
oh, these airplanes, they fly fast.
I
Luby.
know, but still.
The Kumamotos, the Miyagi's, things like that are excellent oysters, I think, when you're closer to the West Coast. The Hamahamas, they have a nice hard shell. The family, they've been in business almost 100 years.
Oh, wow.
They know what they're doing. They can handle the travel time. And what we like about them as well, they have kind of almost a similar profile to the East Coast oyster where they're sharp and salty, but they still have that meatiness that a West Coast oyster has.
West Coast oyster is usually deeper cup and a little bit creamier. Or...
Well, it's like this. You can relate to this analogy here.
Okay.
I'm
Is that a
scared.
poker? I'm not
actually
sure.
scared of what's
Horse
to come.
racing.
So East Coast oysters, West Coast oysters.
Excellent mignonette, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, hence the name, mignonette.
Yes, I
finally
hope they
got
do
it.
a nice mignonette. Yes.
It's just straight up red wine vinegar, black pepper, and shallots. We don't mess with that.
No tarragon.
No.
Some people do tarragon.
That's Bernays, Mayo. That's Bernays. So East
Don't
Coast
get
oysters.
saucy with me, Bernays.
East Coast oysters are more clean, in terms of their edges. It's not fluted. They're kind of more rock solid and stodgy. They're like old money East Coast, right?
Okay.
West Coast oysters have fucking hippie fluted shells, all these wild,
really?
vibrant colors. So West Coast oysters are you think of the West Coast, a bunch of fucking hippies out there, and East Coast oysters are a bunch of stodgy Harvard people.
Okay, so West Coast went to a couple of dead shows. They're a bunch of deadhead oysters. I love them all. I mean, I especially love the PEIs, and this is a good time to give our plug for the upcoming oyster event that we're holding at Even Keel Fish Shack. It's called Pearl Jam by the Sea, and we're almost sold out. VIP is all gone.
I love it.
And then we're down to 17 general admission tickets. It's going to be Saturday, August 9th, in conjunction with our friends at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. A portion of the proceeds going to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. Great cause. So we're going to be eating and drinking for the kids as usual. It's going to be all you can eat raw oysters, all you care to drink sparkling wine with Bellini's bar and all the mimosas, OJ, all that stuff. Plus we're going to have caviar, a Uruguayan caviar product. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but from a Uruguayan farm that's farming caviar. I haven't tasted it yet, but Dave Mack up at Even Keel, who I respect as a chef, says it's an excellent product. We're going to be doing caviar bumps and specialty craft cocktail shots and drinks. It's going to be a fun time. You can go online to eventbrite.com. It's let me get the right order. I'm going to say it's oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com.
Yes,
Did I finally get that right?
Nailed it.
17 tickets left. Get them now. Use the promo code Lunchbox to get $10 off the general admission price, which regular price $75 with the $10 Lunchbox promo code $65. That's a pretty good deal, right? All you can eat. And it's going to be PEI oysters, Malpecs, along with.
That's an amazing deal.
Yeah. So.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
And people were eating 30 and 40 oysters last year.
And we're going to be doing paella pan also to kind of get people filled up with a little bit of starch
house-made fresh
and rice.
paella.
Yeah, it's going to be
paella
nice.
is a dish.
It's a dish.
It's a dish.
We got to have a big pan.
People say there's good paellas out there.
Yeah. Well,
you don't like paella?
I've just never had a good one.
You've never had good paella.
Have you gone to Cafe Seville, our friend Joey?
Not yet. I want to go.
They do a nice. They do a nice paella. Oh, even in Spain, you didn't like paella.
Wait, do you like the one with the rabbit and sausage and chicken? I guess that would be called.
I would
like
any of it. When I was in Spain, it was mostly the rabbit one we've had, and down here, I haven't been to Cafe Seville, and that's my bad. I want to go really badly.
They do.
I would bet they do a nice one.
They do a seafood. I think they do
a little bit of Barcelona. We had a nice.
They do a sausage and I think some shrimp and some other fish in there. It's a mixed kind of thing.
Too.
I was in Seville last night. Great to see Joey. He's getting psyched to go up to Saratoga. The greatest guy. He's lending us the big paella pan that has 80 serving paella pan, and then I said to Dave and Brad, you want, Joey just to whip up a batch of his? And they're like, no, we know how to make paella. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. All right, enough of the plugs. We're here plugging away at Mignonette, which, by the way, Michelin Guide recommended.
For many years in a row. We only have our plaque for last year.
Right.
Or this
it looks like a condom wrapper. I don't know if you could sew that, but I've seen these
I like
things.
that better than the actual thing for...
I got 4 kids. What's a condom?
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't used a condom.
Have you tied it up yet?
His days at FSU.
So we've been Michelin recommended ever since the guide came to Florida, but this is only the first year we got our actual plaque.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So
it looks cooler to me than the Bib Gourmand's a wonderful word, but the actual thing is creepy.
Yeah.
It looks, the actual Bib Gourmand looks nuts.
So wait, they
like
gave...
that thing that Reno has looks weird.
Oh yeah, that's the fat white
I
tire
know,
guy.
it looks weird. It's weird.
Bibendum that's the official mascot name
of
that
Michelin,
we all call him the Michelin. The Michelin
guy.
man.
Yeah, that's what
the Michelin man. I call him the fat white dude.
Yeah,
the fat white tire guy. You know what? I'm in a mood because I did this big freelance piece. It was a real weight on my shoulders. Haven't written anything formally published in probably since I left the Sun Sentinel, right? And the magazine that the Sun Sentinel helps produce, it comes out 4 times a year. It's called City and Shore magazine, and they commissioned me to kind of go back and put my critic's hat on and critique the guide's first foray into Greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. And basically, I was comparing and looking between how they rated restaurants in our 2 counties and how they do it down here in Miami-Dade. They seem to be a lot more liberal with everything, stars, bibs, and recommended for the Miami restaurants.
Miami gave them more money.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
I think pretty sure that's what it is.
It's pay to
Miami
play.
gave the most. The GMCVB, I think, gave the most amount of money.
Well, it's funny. I looked it up because I thought, essentially it's pay to play. That not the restaurants themselves, but in order to defray the expenses of these anonymous inspectors, the local tourist boards and also Visit Florida, the state tourist board, basically paid Michelin to come here. And as you said, Miami, the first 3 that were included in the Florida guide were Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. And each of those tourist boards did a 5-year deal for a certain amount of money. And now Johnny Come Lately's Broward and Palm Beach kicked in for 2-year deals. So the total of the 2-year deals for Broward and Palm Beach, each of them $180K. But the original Miami one was like for almost $500K. But when you break it down year by year, it's not that much more. But there was a huge imbalance in the number of places got awarded. Well, Miami had a total of, I think, I'm sorry to go on, but I just did all this research and I actually wrote it up. And Miami-Dade between all 3 levels had, I think it was like 64 restaurants that were included, and Broward had 5 and Palm Beach had 9. So how do you is it that much shittier food scene in those 2 counties where you got a disparity of 63 versus 9 versus 5?
Money talks.
Yeah. Okay.
Money talks. Money talks.
Yeah. All right. So, and I did a whole critique of the guide, and I was, Luby, how would you describe my mood and demeanor last week?
Yeah, you were really tense, and I was like, "What's going on with him?"
I hate writing,
and then he finally explained it.
This is one thing, Danny, and we got beautiful food in front of us.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk. Go ahead, tell us what we got. Yeah.
So we have our scallop appetizer here,
Looks
which
beautiful.
is seared diver scallops with what we call a dirty polenta. So it's polenta and it's topped with a foie gras mushroom duck scallop.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So there's some foie gras in there.
Oh, once you put foie gras in, Michelin just starts drooling all over the
We have this is very new. It's a Wagyu steak tartare.
And is that a quail egg on top?
That is a quail egg.
Oh, once you put a quail egg on top, the Michelin guys
for
just
us,
start
he was
drooling.
going for it. He knows.
For us,
he knows how the game is played.
We don't there's no interesting thing. It's a straight up tartare.
Okay.
Cornichons, capers, shallot, a little roasted garlic aioli. And then what is probably one of my favorite things between either restaurant, this is our Clams Casino, which is a different take on Clams Casino. We do it brothy. So it's got all
broth looks fantastic.
It's got all that shit.
Look at this, we got more.
It's got all the stuff that you think about in a Clams Casino, bacon, breadcrumbs, butter. But we make that broth and we steam the clams in it so the clam juice runs down. And it's more of
it captures the essence of the sea, the brininess, all that. Yeah.
And I've been working on this dish for years at different restaurants. because
This is all, as Luby would say, sick. This looks very, very.
It
good.
looks ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm gonna go in, and what do you got? This is just like little kind of,
breadcrumbs, roasted red pepper, bacon, white wine, shallots, garlic butter.
and oh man, it looks good.
Because I didn't know how to shuck a.
Well, so we
clam.
have a guy that is watching, and he's leading.
wow.
But before he goes, is there any oyster eating faux pas? Like even if someone goes for a
Putting-
cracker, even if
putting
someone goes,
ketchup on
look,
it.
well, yeah,
Look,
thank you. Someone goes
any-
for a cracker, even is that a faux pas?
Any guest that wants to come in here and pay me for oysters can eat it however they like.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
if you eat it a certain ways, you know, we may fucking giggle and judge you behind your back.
But I think, all right, because I had this discussion.
like people that come in and they're like, "Oh my god, I love oysters so much," and then they drown it in fucking cocktail sauce and extra horseradish.
right.
Yeah, then you don't really love
You know?
oysters.
No.
You love cocktail sauce and horseradish.
I had this discussion with Chef Brad at Even Keel last week. You know, like any proper oyster platter, you have the lemon, you have the mignonette, and cocktail sauce. But I just happen to think it's a genre to put cocktail sauce on a beautiful, pristine oyster. I think it masks it.
Well,
You
sometimes
know, shrimp is fine with the oyster cocktail sauce. Clams even are good with cocktail sauce. But I think an oyster deserves nothing but a little squeeze of lemon, maybe a little dash of the mignonette, a couple of drops.
I appreciate that point of view, and I understand it. But I don't mind some cocktail sauce on an oyster. Like
I'm gonna
I don't
try it.
like if I'm eating a dozen
It
oysters.
tastes good.
If I'm eating a dozen oysters to the head, I'll probably do like
yeah, you want to mix
like
it up.
6 clean, 4 mignonette, 2 cocktail.
I'm going to say this. If it's not as high quality or as briny an oyster, like something
you're dealing
like
with a
a St.
James River,
James,
yeah.
a James River, or even a Gulf oyster, then I can see it. Like, I'm going to try it now. And I'll just try to put aside my preconceived notions because I haven't put cocktail sauce on an oyster in a long
Our
time.
cocktail sauce, if I can plug us,
Yeah, we do a nice cocktail
it's,
sauce.
it's excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
like-
very good, but
It's
I'd
not
rather
needed.
put that on a saltine cracker
Yeah.
and leave the oyster
So-
by itself.
So you're going to come in and ask for some free saltines?
By the way,
to match up with the Splenda you steal?
where is the Splendid tray?
We locked it up.
So, and are you taking notes? Because I love the rendition of the Brothy Clams Casino. However, and you know,
Tell
at
me.
least that's, I think it's a little too much butter. I think it's a little too buttery, and I like a little bit more of the essence of the clam juice. This makes it very French, but you know, whatever. You can beat me up if you want. It's I just it's rich, it's beautiful. It's a very
That Mayo's
I can see saying that because
I'm an
no,
asshole.
No, because earlier you said you like raw clams.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
people, myself included, don't love a raw clam. They're chewy. They're not great like an oyster. So I think the general population is more in line with something like this than a raw clam. Like the
Same.
amount of raw clams we sell is so negligible.
Mhm.
Like we offer them because we have to, but we never sell them.
Oh wow.
So
It's just not a thing in Florida. Now, where I grew up in Brooklyn and in Long Island, everybody ate raw clams in the summertime. In fact, one of my favorite places in Sheepshead Bay, where my dad grew up, a place called Randazzo's Clam Bar.
oh yeah.
They had oysters, and very saddened to learn that the longtime proprietor, he was second or third generation, Paulie, he just recently passed away last year, somebody told me, but his daughters are still
Sorry.
running the show. He has his own oyster beds out in the Long Island Sound that he would bring in oysters. He didn't sell many oysters. He sold a lot more of the cherry stones and the little neck clams.
No, those are fantastic. I don't know what the
Thank you.
rules are, but
Oh, it's good. It's a beautiful dish.
they're really nice.
But in my mind,
And then also, you know, people like you, they're like, they like the buttery part because they're like, can I get some extra bread to dip in
I was
there?
gonna say
Look
the-
at all that juice.
The
Can I get
juice
some
is
extra
nice
bread?
for some bread. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
what kind of
pre-juice
bread
it
you
is.
using here?
This is just ciabatta bread that we get from our bakery, La Provence.
La Provence. A lot of people. Okay.
If I can plug spice.
Yeah. Go. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Please.
yeah.
All
Let's
of
go
it-
ahead.
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
So our Miami spice menu, there's no better deal in town. Even Blue Collar's not, who does the same thing. $60. Pick any app, any entree, any dessert, and there's like two exclusions from that. Like one is the king crab because it's fucking
Okay,
fortune
good.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
But like, you get a clams casino, you get a crab cake, you get our scallops of foie gras, you get the wagyu steak tartare, you get a half dozen oysters, all
Whatever
for
you
the
want.
$60. Any entree, including the lobster roll, including the fancy grouper, $60, and a dessert. And it's just like,
That's a
I
good
feel
deal.
like I should
That's
be
a
that
great
guy
deal.
on the TV from like the old days.
Crazy Eddie.
I feel like I should be like Crazy Eddie on TV, giving away the store because of what a freaking deal it is. And
for high quality seafood. I mean, these diver scallops, they went up to the stratosphere
And
the
look at
last
this
year,
huge piece of foie gras right there.
right?
And you see people like really take advantages over the years
Oh, yeah.
to the point where it
See
frustrates
that
you.
huge piece of foie gras
No.
anymore, it's going right in my belly.
Now,
Now, do you recommend foie gras with a little bit of the scallop? I mean, I guess
however you like it.
okay.
Because
I'm
you know,
a guy that can't multitask, and my palate can only
Oddly
absorb
enough-
one flavor profile at a time. But
oddly enough, our
I'm good.
guest last year
Yeah.
really ordered a lot of the steak,
Oh, really?
which I guess makes sense because you can make your own surf and turf. They'll do the scallop app, and then the steak is an
oh
entree.
god, that's
and
fucking. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I usually don't curse on
no,
the
no,
show,
it's all right.
but I'm around.
That
here.
is like that is like our bread and butter. from-
Indulgent, decadent, and you know what? I rag on a lot of restaurants now because it just seems like
I will. It's just-
for a while there, all the chefs seemed to be the trick was put an egg on it, whether it was a hamburger or whatever, a pizza, and now the lazy trick, which again, no disrespect here, but it seems a lot of places are just putting either a dollop of uni on it or a little piece of black truffles.
even when
foie
black
gras-
truffles aren't in season.
Yeah, but foie gras is something you don't see every day. It's something a lot of people, when they find out what it is and how it's produced, might take some issues with it. But you know me, when it comes to eating, I have no morality. If it's on my plate and delicious, I will freaking devour
If I'm
it.
not mistaken, actually, foie gras
Mhm.
and the process of making it
Peter
was
approved.
pioneered by our people back in
Mm.
Europe, Jewish.
Mm.
They would have a duck on the farm, not farm, but their house, and they would feed the heck out of it until that liver was really, really nice, and then they would have foie gras.
Because us Jews and chopped liver, we love our liver.
It was like, well,
It's actually true.
it's like the precursor to that Simpsons episode where Homer buys a 1 pound lobster and feeds it for many months, and then he had a 5 pound lobster.
And he never went back.
So
Okay. Let me clear my mouth of the beautiful scallop. And these diver scallops are from Massachusetts as well.
yeah, usually
New Bedford. And
we try and source it from.
how have the prices moderated? Because I know
No.
during the wintertime,
No.
all of a sudden, like Maine lobster or Northeast lobster and diver scallops just went through the roof, where it used to be you could get them even, at a seafood fishmonger for like $27 a pound. Then all of a sudden they went up to like $45 or $48 a pound. I don't
No.
know what it is wholesale now, but
No, good seafood, lobster, king crab, all kinds of crab, scallops, good fish has just
skyrocketed.
yeah, like meat has kind of like evened out a little bit. Like everyone saw the price of everything going up during the pandemic and right after. Meat's kind of hit its ceiling and is stabilizing. Good seafood is just like no.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll
Well,
show
it's-
you expensive.
It's the old adage, good fish ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And cheap
Cheap
fish
fish
ain't
ain't
good.
good, yeah.
So people just have to accept that fact. And, if they don't, then don't eat seafood and stick with a hamburger or something. But I happen to really appreciate good seafood. I think it's tremendously healthy when prepared properly. It's absolutely delicious, and I can see why. And again, I've eaten at you had an outpost of Mignonette that was up in a former diner in was it North Miami?
North Miami.
North Miami.
Miami.
Biscayne in in the 130s.
139.
And I came in, I wrote a review, and you were very I was very complimentary towards you because everything there made sense and I loved it. And of course,
Thank
it went out of business like 2 years later.
Not even a few
Yeah.
months later.
few
We
months
weren't even open a year.
It was just a difficult, challenging location, right? It was kind of like caught between different neighborhoods, or what did happen there?
Or what do you attribute it to? Because again,
Yeah.
Miami is not an easy market, and both your places have been home runs. So it's interesting that North Miami.
Sometimes you're just making so much money, you're sick of counting it, so you close.
That sounds like something our president would
I
say.
was gonna say that.
I think what happened was, so we opened an amazing oyster bar inside of something that looks like a diner.
Right.
Okay.
So
I love the look. I love
me
the
too.
vibe.
We
and I
loved it. And then people would walk in there, and there was a diner on the outside, but beautiful on the inside.
And they'd say, "Where's the cheeseburger deluxe?"
They were like, and we weren't expensive, but we were charging an appropriate amount
Yeah,
for
yeah.
pristine seafood and oysters.
Back
And they
in
were like,
2017 that you opened.
yeah,
About that.
17. So
Yeah.
people there was a disconnect for a lot of people on what it looked like on the outside and what they were getting on the inside. Plus, so Mignonette is where we are now, and it's called Edgewater. It's in like a cool, vibrant area in Miami, I guess. North Miami at the time was not that. And I think people from that neighborhood, when they wanted to go out and spend Mignonette money, they wanted to go to like
Go away.
Design District,
Right.
South of Fifth,
Yeah.
Wynwood, downtown, Brickell. So I think it's hard to get people
Out of the
spend
expectation
in,
zone.
and then on top of that, we're in a diner.
Right.
So
But I like that. I really like. Look, I wrote very nice
Yeah.
words, and you could see the power of a Sun Sentinel critic in the Miami-Dade County. But
well, also look, so that's not the whole story. So then the hurricane happened.
that was the
In
Irma
August,
year.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we were like plugging along and actually about to do okay because Miami Spice and things were kind of rocking. The hurricane, you had your great review from you. The hurricane happened. So, and that closed us down for like what, a week, 10 days.
Yeah.
So that sucked. And then we were making up and then right after a hurricane hits and F's everyone up and they have to spend all this money to fix things. They're not like,
Yep.
let's
ready
go
to
buy
go right
fucking,
back
let's
out.
go spend $3, on oysters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that didn't help us recover. And I was going through a lot of personal things at the time. My sister had just had a stroke and
Oh, sorry.
I just had twins that were born. So it was like,
A lot going
bam,
on.
bam, bam,
Right.
bam. And I that was the first time I actually threw out my back and figured out I had like 3 herniated discs.
Oh,
geez.
geez.
So it was a
That was a challenging year.
that was a
Okay.
challenging year.
Okay. But
So
meanwhile, you've come through, and this place. When did this one open?
we opened. When did we open? August of 2014. So
Okay.
we are about to be
11 years.
old.
Okay, and you got Blue Collar, which of course we've been to.
Almost 14.
Biscayne, 6789. I had its bar mitzvah last year.
Yep.
Picked up lots of envelopes with bombs.
Hey, lots of all those sweet $18 envelopes.
And again, both restaurants taking part. Miami Spice starts this
Friday.
but you jumped the gun.
No.
Wait.
No, we were gonna jump the gun, but we didn't.
Oh, because I thought I saw something.
No,
IG
that was a
saying that you were
misprint.
going to do it on Tuesday.
We were going to.
Did you
and
get
then-
your wrist slapped by the powers that be? Or you
No,
just
I wouldn't
decided-
care about that.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't put it.
Right.
I just dropped the ball.
Okay. And but again, starting this Friday, but a lot of places exclude Friday, Saturday. So you the
Not
same
us.
way? Really?
Every day, 7 days.
7 days.
The spirit of Miami Spice is to give the Miamians, the South Floridians, a chance to go out and get the best deal, the best stuff at each restaurant.
Okay.
So we embody that spirit here by giving it to you every day
Sunday
of the week.
through
Crazy
Saturday.
Danny.
Anything
You are
prices
crazy,
are
Danny. yeah.
insane.
Anything
you are
that you
crazy,
want.
Danny. Yeah.
Like a lot of restaurants, like they give you Miami Spice and they're like, here's your Miami Spice menu. You can have Caesar salad, soup, or some other salad. Then you can have a chicken breast. You can have a chicken breast. You can have a salmon, or you can have some off-cut of steak.
Right. No, you're giving.
We're
you're-
like, take
you're-
some oysters, take some scallops, take a filet mignon, take a lobster roll, take our real bread. And we're like, why do people want to come to our restaurant and experience like the highlights? So why are we going to give them anything but that?
I love that.
I mean, that's
I
amazing.
love that philosophy.
That's a great
It's
way to
also
take it.
something, you know,
Yeah. Oh, they tried to not let me do it.
Really,
Because
They were
other
like,
restaurants will be pissed.
They're like, you're supposed to offer a curated menu.
it is curated.
It's
Everything on the
curated.
menu
I'm
is
like,
curated.
and
Now
I
you
fought
just-
hard. I got a little spirited with on the emails. Back
Oh,
and
once
forth.
we're on annoyances, curated is one of my least favorite food words because as I used to say, curation is something that happens in a museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I don't know when it first came to. I think it's the whole elevated world of Michelin, and I mean, it used to be like a restaurateur and a chef would create a menu, and then sometime along the way it became curated.
I don't know what that.
You don't care about the language here. Though.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah.
like the curated is like the word foodie.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Now that we're on annoyances, it's one of those things that people say, "Oh, you're a foodie." I was like, "Don't ever freaking call me that. I prefer fresser, which is Yiddish for one who
I like that.
eats heartily. Call me a fresser. You call me a foodie. It's like almost fighting words." And you were saying that
That
you-
word makes me want to throw up in my throaty. But there's some word foodie.
where have you
There's
heard-
like a imitation group of
Oh,
Let's
geez.
Eat South Florida called like Foodies something.
Oh
in
God!
Review
Don't
South
get me,
Florida.
Don't
No?
go there.
No? Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
No, it's all right. You know, the wonderful world about social media is there's enough room for. It's like restaurants. There's room for everybody, and there's different people have different tastes. But
Let's Eat South
Let's
Florida
Say Florida
is
is
the
the
goat.
OG.
It's the goat of South Florida Facebook groups.
Thank you, Danny
Good, bad,
Serfer.
and other. Like you let people say what they want to say.
Oh yeah.
You don't let us go in there. and judge.
209,000 members, and these are real people because we curate our membership
Yeah, but
We weed out the bots. Everybody who joins and every post has to go through a admin filter where there's 3 admins. It was me, Gretchen Day Bryant, who used to be my boss at the managing editor for features at the Sun Sentinel. She's now the big boss there. She's the executive editor of the Sun Sentinel. And Dave Schutz, who used to be also a senior editor, now he's the managing editor. But Dave, Gretchen, and I were the ones who came up with the idea of starting a Facebook group because some other papers around the country had done it. And we figured it's a good way to get people engaged and passionate about the local food community. And it's also a two-way street where instead of the old media model where it's
You just throw it out to people.
crumbs and information being dispensed from on high, it's a two-way street where we learn about, some good new neighborhood spot open. Let me go check that out. And, because I hate just learning about things from publicists and PR agencies as much as I love you, Larry Carino. It's
what I love about it, if I may,
go ahead.
is the just raw honesty. So and we're guilty of this too. We can have a bunch of influencers come in and say rave reviews because we paid them to be there, or we gave them a free meal.
Give them free meal.
But you go on Let's Eat South
You
Florida.
give me a free meal. I'm gonna say there's too much butter in this.
Yeah, Mayo doesn't
That's
care.
that's
you
how I
go on
roll.
Let's Eat South Florida, and it is just raw, real people who are not paid to be there or not getting anything for free, telling you what they really think.
Now, some of them have agendas, and it's like you see, on other platforms where it might be the competition down the street is, those when they trash a place and then put the last sentence, I much rather go to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's okay, that's a little bit
Have you
obvious.
tried our crab cake?
I'm
It's a
going
very
there.
good crab cake.
It's good.
It's
If you
not
do
as
say so.
it's probably not as great as that one you showed me from the place
So
with the
here-
fried chicken
okay.
in Maryland.
I am very
But
much
look at all that crab.
okay.
It's a lot of
I'm
crab.
looking
It's
in
really
here.
nice.
It looks like one of these kind of
What is the sauce?
It's a
It
nice,
feels like there's a slight sweetness.
We call it a Worcestershire butter. So,
oh, I love Worcestershire.
so it's just basically a beurre blanc,
Beurre
a
blanc.
white wine
Yeah.
butter sauce,
Oh, there he goes with the Michelin.
and we add a good amount of reduced Worcestershire. So we'll take gallons of Worcestershire and reduce it down to a syrup,
Wow.
and we'll spike the beurre blanc with that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it's fantastic.
and you know what? For years I worked at restaurants that pussyfooted around fucking deep frying a crab cake. They're like, no, we'll pan fry it and pop it in the oven. And I gotta say,
Deep frying has its
No, so
place.
you do deep fry it.
yeah, because
Interesting.
look, the Maryland crab cake, 100, you gotta pan fry because it'll fall apart in the fryer. But this is not a Maryland crab cake. This is a more, I don't know what style of crab cake you
I
would
don't
call
know.
it.
You would call
And
it your own.
it's
that's-
you know what? Crispy, crunchy on the outside, hot, moist, pillowy in the middle, full of crab.
Yeah, that's the move.
So, okay, this is where I come in. And so I would call this more of a crab beignet or fritter because it does have, and it's excellent. The flavor is great. I love all the components to it. I love the Worcestershire butter. But when I see this and I see, the amount of other components besides just the pure crab meat, to me, when I think crab cake, I love the just pure jumbo lump crab cake, just very little binder, pan fried.
You know what all
thrown in
that
the oven.
stuff in there is, Mayo?
What?
3 different kinds of crab. You
Whipped
got
up?
you got your jumbo lump, you got your claw, and you got your lump.
But I
And the
taste
reason
some
being,
breading in here.
There's a little breading because you got to hold it together somehow. The reason
Right.
being
if you're gonna deep fry it,
because everyone wants to see jumbo lump, even though it tastes the least like crab.
Mhm.
The most crabby crab tasting crab is the claw.
Okay.
So we make a brandade, fancy French word.
Oh, there you go.
We make a brandade of the lump and the claw with a little bit of breadcrumb and mayo and egg.
How do you make a brandade?
It's like soaked breadcrumbs, mayo, egg. I mean, there's a lot of ways. That's how we make ours for this.
and you chop it, mince it, or
No, we'll mix that in pretty well, right? And then we'll take an equal amount by weight of jumbo lump and just lightly fold it in,
Mhm.
like it's a mousse and you're folding in the egg whites.
Okay.
Just very light, so then you see the big pieces of crab
Okay.
because that's what a crab cake's about. People want to see the big jumbo lump crab, but what they really want to eat is the claw.
Okay.
Just
All
like when the stone crab. What do you eat in there? What's the best part?
The best part for me
It's the claw.
is the claw, and I like those little black.
knuckle.
No,
Oh.
I like the black tips, which is just pure cholesterol. But that's
You can
me.
get. How do you get in there?
If you know how, if it's a good fresh claw and you know how to crack it and pull it out, it comes right out.
Oh, I thought you meant like inside the
Oh,
black.
not the inside. No.
Yeah, but
the
inside the
knuckle
black
is
part.
great.
Yeah, the knuckle is great. You know why the knuckle is the best part of that, and also fucking like a Maine lobster, it's the hardest to get at.
Yeah.
I believe firmly
Life
the
gives its
harder
rewards.
something is to
Right.
eat, the better,
better
it
it
A
is.
is.
stubborn
yeah.
seed,
Yeah.
with apologies to Jeremy Ford, produces isn't it the sweetest fruit or something like that?
Oh,
I don't know what
no,
the
no,
I don't know what the saying
No,
is,
no.
but it's a very good crab
It's a very
cake.
good crab cake.
But
We don't try and be like authentic like that place, and
Right.
that one looked excellent.
that I'm talking about up at Lock Bar, which is in Boca in Meisner, which is a group out of Baltimore, and they make a like really authentic Maryland style crab cake, which
that thing
which
looked
I
amazing.
freaking love. I
That
love
looked
those.
amazing.
But this is very good, and it's I love the sauce. You know, this sauce would be great with just also some head-on shrimp.
Anything.
Yeah, head-on shrimp. I think I've had that. That's kind of like what you get when you go to New Orleans and you get the barbecued shrimp. It comes out
Yeah.
head-on,
It's like a
and
take
it's with
on
a
that.
butter and a Worcestershire. So
It's similar to that, and
well done.
we use that sauce as our barbecue sauce for the shrimp and grits over at Blue Collar.
Excellent. All right,
So-
Mignonette is the place, and if you're again for the Broward and Palm Beach crowd, we do have some 305ers watching.
Yeah.
But this place, it's been around, and if you love seafood, it's the place to go. And if you're going to a show, now I have the spot that people, on Let's Eat, sometimes they
Oh
say
yeah. If
going
you're
to
going
the
to the
Arts
Arch,
Center.
that's where you go.
If you're going to Arch, come eat dinner with us, park in our lot, and then walk over, so you don't have to deal with that fucking nightmare of parking around there.
Right, and it's not too
Arch.
far. It's like less than a half. It's
What
like
is more Miami than
3/10.
building the Arch Center and not doing any parking?
That's a very Miami thing.
That's
a New
super
York thing.
Miami.
Oh, now we got a fish dish, and as you can see on the board, they've got it's kind of the similar to Blue Collar, where you have your the different
Dailies.
the dailies, which is now the
So
what
here,
are the dailies?
here we do a daily crudo, which are raw fish preparation, a daily whole fish, and a daily CBGB, chowder bisque or gumbo bowl. Back when we did that, we like CBGB in New York had just closed, so
Yeah.
we thought we'd be cool and do
It's
a
a
little play on
John
it.
Varvano store now.
Yeah,
Do you know that?
chowder bisque gumbo bowl. So these are not part of the dailies today, actually.
Okay.
Right now, the daily is a she crab soup, which is excellent, a crudo that is made with tomato gazpacho and some chilies, and the whole fish is going to be a yellowtail snapper. This is just a couple of our staples. This is our cold lobster roll, Maine lobster.
Steak tartare is excellent.
Thank you.
I wouldn't think to get a steak tartare. the
No,
seafood
that
restaurant.
actually is very brand new to the menu and it's been doing really well. Maine lobster, smidge of celery, secret dressing that's mostly mayonnaise, some shallots, and some chives on a buttered brioche roll. A little bit of clarified butter as well.
This would be considered like a Maine style because it's cold, right?
Yes, for most of our existence up until 2 months ago, we did Connecticut style, which was warm with clarified butter.
That's what he likes.
That's my favorite.
But our guests, if they want the old way, we're happy to do the old way. It's just
Okay,
the
cool.
summer; it's hot as fuck out. We
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
the cold
you,
one.
you will
Yeah.
adjust.
We're a yes-restaurant, Mayo.
Okay.
We're a yes-restaurant.
yes-
Okay, I
Restaurant.
like that.
A
'cause,
yes-restaurant.
They're a
yesterday we
yes-restaurant,
were at a
Mike
place
Mayo.
where they decline any modifications or alterations to their pizza, and we got the philosophy on that, especially when you're dealing with a product that
It was a time
needs
thing for him.
consistency. But it's nice to see that you're a
And we're a
yes-man.
yes-restaurant. As much as we can say yes, we will say yes. And I learned that from my mentor, Chef Allen,
Yep.
who people would come into a New World cuisine style restaurant and be like, "Can I get angel hair with spicy tomato sauce?" And Allen was like, "Danny, run to Publix and get some angel hair and
Oh,
get some
wow.
canned tomatoes and make this man his spicy
It's a good
tomato
thing it was
sauce."
in the same complex. That was
And I would be like, "Yes, chef, right away." And I'd run over there and make that happen. And then I'd also have to hand cut French fries for this guy, and like chef would inspect them because this guy, if they were not perfect 3/4 inch cylinder like rectangles, would send them back. And so then I would have to go through individual fries and cut them down.
Oh my
to
God!
size.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that
and
a
I would-
thing?
we loved it. Chef Allen loved the guy, and I love Chef Allen. So whatever he says, I do.
Oh my God!
very nice fish. It's like an Israeli couscous
Yeah.
with it.
And
And
so
what? There's a fruit component. What is that?
That is, speaking of New World,
Yeah.
that is a black grouper that we just grill,
fish
and it's
section.
served with a Israeli saffron couscous pilaf. So in there is a little fried hazelnuts, some tart cherries, and a little bit of onion and garlic.
I'm usually not a big fan of fruit with savory, but these tart cherries actually work really well.
I'm with you. For some reason, my entire career and life, I give tart cherries a pass. They
okay.
work really well, and gastriques with duck. They work really well with fish.
Yeah.
And then the sauce is a gastrique made actually out of another French term, Calvados.
Okay.
Calvados.
A Calvados gastrique.
Yeah,
This is why
Calvados
you're in
gastrique.
the Michelin Guide.
So
And
actually,
Yes.
that is a dish very similar to something I've been making since Chef Allen's for over 20 years.
okay. And I hear Alan Susser has been hanging out at the new Sunnes Supper Club in Fort Lauderdale. I
This
guess
way here.
he oversaw the creation of the menu, and he's actually been in there. I don't know if he's doing any cooking, but people have definitely seen him. It says on the group, and I was in there very early on. I got to get back there. I'm going to see how it's going.
I wanna check
you
it out.
stopped in?
Not yet, but I will
Let's go
because I
one
love
night.
I
Yeah.
love Allen.
That sounds good.
Oh.
All right, we got to take a first break,
Okay.
but
Oh, the lobster roll, much like blue collar, we have a huge list of veggies. You can make a veggie plate or pick 2 veggies as your side. So here we have our French fried potato chips.
is
Which is
potato
like-
chip a vegetable?
Yeah.
Ronald
potato
Reagan
chips.
said yes.
With our braised cabbage.
Oh, that was
So,
ketchup. Potatoes, I don't know. But now this is good. What do you dust them with? It's like a nice
Old Bay.
Old Bay. Yeah.
Old Bay.
Yeah.
Old Bay. This is a really good version of them. They're not always as good, but these are.
They're pretty good.
Tyson made them himself, and these are really good today, Tyson.
Thank you,
The
Tyson.
chips, yeah, they're not always as good.
All right, it's time to take our first break. I don't know how long we've been talking, but this guy,
30
we
minutes.
just have a conversation.
We can
which
keep
is
it all
nice.
day.
Yeah, we're actually
we
at 45 minutes.
can. Time flies when you're eating good seafood and having fun. All right, let's take our first break, and we'll come back with more from Mignonette and Danny Serfer as they get ready for the big Miami Spice Months. And up in Fort Lauderdale, Dine Out Lauderdale is going to be starting also August 1st. You know the big difference between Dine Out Lauderdale and Miami Spice?
Dine Out Lauderdale lets you do it for free. Miami Spice charges you a lot.
I was going to say about $1,500, but it's a nice thing for the restaurateurs all over to get some good marketing and boost the sales during the leaner summer months. But right here, again, Crazy Danny, he's giving
Yeah.
it away.
That's amazing.
Come take our
Mignonette.
stereos. We're giving you the stereo.
Any app, any entree, any dessert, high quality,
60
premier
bucks.
seafood, $60. I'm going to be camping out here.
Full
go-
portions on the entree too. It's not like everyone else. We're getting a half portion entree. Your appetizer can be a little bit smaller sometimes, but the entree full size, 6-ounce fish, 10-ounce fillet, 4-ounce lobsters on the roll, like full size.
Have you told your kids that they will be relegated to the Florida State University system as opposed to private universities? Or this is
We are proud Florida prepaid, and I'm hoping that by the time they go to college, the Bright Futures is not destroyed, and
Yeah.
I'll get the
this
full
is the
refund.
greatest thing. My daughter, I told her, I said, look, Natalia, I said, you're in prepaid. You're going to undergraduate school in Florida at a state
Yeah, you do
school.
what you want.
And when you get to graduate school, then we'll talk more. But for now,
Yeah, if they want to go somewhere out of state and it's like a really special school,
right.
That's what in-laws and
That's what
grandparents are for.
There you go. All right, let's take the first break. We'll be back with more from Mignonette after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wands.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Serfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. I'm just sneaking another bite of the steak tartare. I love when you kind of crack, when you can spread the quail egg on it.
Pretty nice.
That rich, luscious richness. And we were just going over. I love hanging out with chefs that can take some notes, but also give out notes. I mean, you're saying you think this was a little over. I think it's fine.
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, again, I'm
think-
not him, but
I think when you put it on the crunchy, bread, the toast points.
Oh, did I mention it's Wagyu?
oh, it is.
It
Well,
is.
that doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Well,
It
since
is.
I just shot up my Ozempic for the week yesterday, I'm going to have a fun night tonight.
Oh, I'm tomorrow. I'm Wednesdays.
And you're going up to. I'm so happy that the cross pollination of Lunchbox friends and sponsors continues. Last week,
Are we talking about Juan's?
Juan,
Yeah,
we're
he's
talking
Fucking
about
love Juan's. My family's been eating there since the 70s, like in
In
different
their prior
iterations.
location.
Yeah.
their
and-
first iteration was actually downtown Miami. It was
we were not there, but
Alex's great grandfathers came, and 1966 they opened in downtown Miami, and then came the future generations in Hollywood. Go ahead, New York family used to eat there in Hollywood.
my parents' businesses were in Hollywood, one on Taft and one on Polk. So we would eat there all the time. And then when they had the place right by TY Park, I would eat there. And I was so excited when they reopened, and I got to go there with you the other day, and Alex was there and I got to meet him. He was so nice. And the food, like I'm an American Chinese
Chinese
fan.
ham, I call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, It's
Yeah, like
there's-
that's my
there's
favorite kind.
There's Italian American and there's Chinese American,
Yes,
which is different
there is.
from straight
fried
authentic
rice,
like
whatever.
Chinese or
Everything I had there was exceptional. Some of the best Chinese ribs I've ever had. The best fried rice I've ever had with the egg and onion.
Yeah, that egg and onion fried rice.
Oh,
is
the
so
simple one?
light.
Oh, the
yeah,
simple
no,
one you
no
love?
soy.
Very
The
simple.
the Szechuan chicken was outrageous. The wonton soup was really good. I love how they give you the crunchy noodles. I love how nice the staff was. I can't say enough nice things about Juan's, and talking about it like this is making me maybe want to go there for dinner.
And
I'll
I'll
schlep
meet
all the way over
Al
there.
and I will meet you.
That
tonight.
is a huge schlep for me from here on
Right.
18th all the way to like the heart of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And that-
cannot say enough nice things
That
about
is
Juan's.
true love and
Oh, yeah.
passion. If you will,
Like if anyone is thinking about where to go tonight and they're in Broward and they're not going to come to Mignonette or Blue Collar, go to Juan's.
Yep.
Go to Juan's.
and
1,000%.
affordably priced, great old school. Like this is what I grew up with in Brooklyn, and you have what you call authentic Chinese, where you see the ducks in the window, and nobody speaks English. But
And
then you have the
jellyfish.
Chinese and where you sit down. They have a full bar. You can get yourself a great Mai Tai or other rum
Thanks.
concoctions.
Other drinks, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
You're not getting your. You can get
They
your
make virgin
seltzer.
drinks too.
Okay.
They make some very
They
good
make some interesting
mocktails.
mocktails. Yeah, yeah.
I told you. I
Danny
don't-
here, very open. He's in recovery for a long time.
That's fine.
And but you sit down and they have the big bowl of the crunchy noodles, which they actually prepare in the house every day. Alex's
And-
mom.
And the dipping for the sweet and sour and the hot mustard, it's not in like communal shared things where everyone's going to put their germs in it. They have it in a thing you
And
pour on your
syrup,
own plate.
maple
Yeah,
syrup.
maple
They-
syrup things.
Maple
You know what I
syrup
mean, though? Like places-
containers,
yeah.
and then you mix it on your own plate, and you could dunk your crispy noodles. And Alex's mom is Annie, and she worked for a long time with his aunt Christina. It was Christina Wands. Christina retired last fall, and it took a lot of nudging from both Christina and friends. And yeah, I also went in there and twisted Alex's arm because everybody's saying we can't just let this die.
No,
Yeah.
what
Alex was a partner of another place
They're
down
still
the
going,
block
it's kicking
at
butt.
Temple Street Eatery.
Does really well.
He and Diego were
One of his
longtime
close friends,
partners.
yeah.
They went to school at FIU's hospitality school. Alex has come up through the hospitality school ranks. He's a great, great guy. And eventually enough people wore him down that he decided, okay, I'm going to give up, give up my share of Temple Street and just focus completely on Juan's.
Thank God.
And I just love seeing places that have been around a long time. It's iconic. It could actually be an iconic
It
eatery of South
could.
Florida that we
I
do
presume
with our
we'll be there
friend
at some point,
Andy. But yeah, whenever you can keep a family tradition going that's been around since moon pies were a nickel.
That might predate Moon Pies
And
being a
you know
nickel.
what? The year that Juan's was born, when they first came to Miami, 1966, also happened to be the year that I was born. So that's a long time. It's almost 60 years. So
I mean, something that's around that long, it's going to be good and beloved.
Yeah.
I've been looking for a reliable Chinam restaurant forever, and it just sucks that it's all the way in
Now,
Broward.
you also liked, I sent you to Dim Sum Terminal. 'cause
Oh,
you were
Dim Sum
looking for
Terminal was excellent too.
Dim Sum, that's up on
Yeah.
Commercial Boulevard, and that's for people who are looking a bit for a little more authentic and more of the dumpling side of the street.
There, until I had the egg and onion at Juan's,
At Juan's, yeah.
they made the best fried rice, my favorite fried rice of all time, because I didn't even have to tell
So
them.
look at that. Two of your favorite fried rices of all time are in Broward
No,
County,
look,
which
I-
happen to get almost completely snubbed by your Michelin guide people who left you a nice
we paid
He's
for
never
condom wrapper
defended
on
them.
the
Look,
Yeah, he's never
Look, if
defended
Dine
them.
Out Lauderdale started charging, then you guys could afford to be in the guidebook more.
Oh my
But like I said, fried rice, no bean sprouts. They're like, sir, we don't put bean sprouts in the fried rice
Oh,
anyway.
good.
I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh, you hate bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts and water chestnuts.
It feels like a waste. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no flavor. They just have
cool,
crunch.
like water texture. And
It's
awesome.
just there for
like crunchy
texture.
water. and
He
heat.
likes
It's
crunch.
funny,
and
I
I,
don't-
get crunch, but I don't like useless crunch.
If I want some crunch in my fried rice, you know what? I'll take some of those crispy noodles and
And put 'em in.
Yeah.
This is what I do with regular white rice or fried rice. Those crispy noodles are
Yeah.
a great crunch factor, but they're also a little bit fatty.
yeah, they are fried.
But I'm with you on bean sprouts. To me, you could just throw all the bean sprouts off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
But water chestnuts, for some reason, I like them. I really like water
you would.
chestnuts.
You would. You 1000% would like water chestnut.
I don't know. What that
Ryan, my
means.
business partner and best friend, he likes them as well.
Yeah,
And he
okay.
likes the bean sprouts as well in fried rice.
And congrats to him. Is he married yet? Or did
He's
he-
getting married in Labor Day.
Okay.
Mazel tov.
That's
Yeah.
good. Is it a destination wedding?
It is in Cartagena. I will be
Ah,
there.
That's another one
Oh,
of my.
Colombia.
talk
Oh,
about-
I've heard Cartagena
talk
is
about-
amazing.
I've heard so. I've never been.
heard the
Um,
food's ridiculous.
things
Yeah.
I don't like and annoy me. Foodie, the phrase nom nom nom, and also destination wedding is another thing. I
Well,
don't
look,
particularly love.
I would.
I
would-
got married at a Ramada Inn on,
On face-
called Ocean Mile. It's
on
no longer
face,
there,
I
That's
would-
funny, really.
but they had good food.
You're gonna feel bad when I'm about to tell you what I'm about to tell you. But on face, I would normally agree with you. However, did you ever think to consider that the destination reason has a reason behind it. Like, for instance, did you know
So nobody
people
can
from
afford to give you a gift?
Did you know that people from Colombia can't just fucking come here?
So their family
yeah.
is from
So there's
Colombia.
family from-
Yeah. So now
So
I
it's
feel
not
bad.
a destination wedding as much
Now I
as they're
feel bad.
having the
So-
wedding where
yeah.
they're from.
So there is some family connection. That makes sense.
Well, it's
I
not a
don't like
destination wedding.
when
Then he's just
you
going to
know
his family.
one family
Or her
is
family.
in New York and another family's in Florida, so they decide to
Go to
hold it in
Jamaica.
Venice or something like that. It's like that.
No,
It's fine, but
that- And it's like, it's not fair that it cuts into the tip of a server when, you get a bad experience that has nothing to do with the server. But it's cutting into my gift. If I have to spend
yeah.
$1,000 on a
Well,
weekend,
no,
to
I
go
think
to
when
a
people have a
wedding,
destination wedding, they
you can't
assume
expect to give
that the
same
gift is your present.
I was gonna say, I went to my buddy's
yes,
wedding
the
in
presence is the
California,
present.
and it wasn't even where he lived. It was 3 hours away, which was fine. And he got a gift, but it's not the gift. If I didn't have to
No.
spend thousands of dollars to.
Oh,
go
can
all
I
throughout
brag about
California.
something like that?
Yeah, sure.
I normally try and be pretty humble, but there was this one time.
Humble brag alert.
Yeah,
There was this
exactly.
one time in 2008 that my best friend from high school was getting married, and he's like a fucking hippie West Coast oyster. Went to Berkeley, the whole nine.
I love
He was
Berkeley.
having his wedding for 200 like 150 people in the redwood forest
in the redwood forest.
hold on, it gets better.
Humboldt
of
County.
Northern California.
Oh Jesus!
Redwood Forest of Northern California, 150 people. They're all from fucking San Francisco and shit. So it was fucking vegetarian, and because it was Pesach, kosher for Passover.
No,
and
shut
I
up.
catered it.
Oh God!
And
Oh,
I
you
catered
catered
it.
it.
I
So
catered
vegan-
it. But I
Vegan
lived in
chopped
Miami.
liver on matzah.
Yeah, what do you
Kill me now.
Vegan and
Vegan and kosher for Passover. So we had a really good local vegetable matzo lasagna that they
Matzo
produce out there.
lasagna.
Wait,
Matzo
you just
lasagna's
said the
not bad.
word. Talk about
hell's a
oxymoron.
matzo
A really
lasagna?
good vegan matzo
No,
lasagna.
I said really good local vegetable.
Oh, there was a comma there. Okay.
Yeah. Because they have that great produce out there, and I made a really nice stinging nettle soup that Iran had foraged.
Oh wow!
yeah.
Especially foraged nettle soup.
Yeah, and nettles are,
It sounds like it would.
It's
Caught
great,
my
especially if
throat.
you're doing it. The stuff you could.
But
I
do.
so
gotta admit,
I did that. I was
I've
like,
eaten a lot of things. I've never had a nettle soup.
stinging nettles are great, and it's like a spinach soup. It's like a pureed spinach.
Okay.
So I did that on my own at 28 years old in the middle of California, 1 year clean.
And
Oh Jesus!
all
Yeah.
right, very good.
So oddly enough too, back then, so we're all hanging out after whatever. Out of like the 150 people, I was the only person that A, did not smoke weed, and B, did smoke cigarettes. They were
Oh
fucking,
my God!
they were like,
they would hate.
they
you.
were like thumbing their nose at me, like giving me the eye roll, like as a cigarette smoker. And like, I'm the only one there that didn't even smoke weed.
That's well, you know what? That's a good story.
Yeah.
Well, good for you for doing
and
that.
it
That was
was-
when I learned what the words pretentious and hipster meant.
Yeah. And that's a good humble brag, making the stinging nettle soup. I have a humble brag. So, okay. Getting back to this
I don't.
freelance piece that I finally put to bed and sent it. The guy wanted it last Wednesday. Of course, I get it on, a few days late and a couple of 100 words long, which is my total
That's your
pattern.
move. Yeah.
It's late and long, but it usually comes in very clean. And it just weighed on me. Okay. Writing is torture to me. Writing is pain. And my phrase is always, I hate writing and I love having written,
Yes.
particularly if something comes out in a way that I liked, where if I wrote it, well, and also, did some reporting and made some points cogently, like there's no better satisfying feeling. This is so much easier. You just kind of say what you want and you eventually you can meander and make some points, but that, you have to have it read in a coherent fashion. I send it in on a Monday morning, late and long, and I apologized, but he did give me till Monday. And the editor came back saying that the piece was, quote, a tour de force.
Tour de force.
Tour de
Tour de
force
force.
that was, quote, worth the wait.
This is
And-
an active editor for a magazine.
And then he felt bad that he couldn't pay me more than the agreed upon amount, which was based on a word count.
What
because I would
magazine? So I
blow-
want to actually support it and buy the issue.
Well, you don't even have to buy it. It comes with the Sun Sentinel. It's City and Shore. It's their kind of seasonal
Okay.
glossy publication that gets included with the Sun Sentinel subscription. But I'm sure you could, when it gets published, I will make sure to bring you one. And I don't even know if they sell them anywhere on newsstands, but City and Shore magazine, I think it's their like fall preview issue, September issue. And my piece, which I titled, basically, what was it? What did I title it? It was a critic's critique of the foodie Bible. You know, what Michelin got wrong. You know, that was the.
You know what they did not get wrong in Fort Lauderdale?
What was that?
Moss. Moss is excellent.
Really?
Moss is excellent. They deserve that 1 star. I went there once. I really enjoyed it. The atmosphere is beautiful. The food is beautiful. Service was second to none. And we did the tasting. And as a person in recovery, the person I was with is not in recovery. They did the pairing with all the whatever drinks.
The wine.
And they did a pairing for me with a non-alcoholic.
Okay.
5 courses.
You enjoyed. When did you go?
Like a while
See,
ago.
I went.
It was probably spring.
Okay, because I went like it was last fall, last year, and when I went, everything I said it was fine. Okay, and my critique wasn't with Moss so much. Like I think they deserve their star. I didn't love it. I just thought, okay, it was a lot of like, a lot of little pretty plates, and I just said the bookends were whimsical, but like to me, it wasn't a memorable meal, and I didn't want to go rushing back. But it's exactly what Michelin loves, which is these tasting menu things. But
In
the beginning they had it was like a foie gras macaron, and then the dessert was a raspberry mochi taco.
Maybe I'm too basic then, because I like the foie gras macaroon. Jesus.
No, it was good.
Oh my god!
But I call that whimsical, and then all the other dishes, it was not particularly, it didn't tell any kind of story or narrative. It was just a lot of like plates that were good and
technique.
And not to take away from the star, because my issue wasn't with the star. It's the greater thing with Michelin loves those fancy tasting menus where it's just 12 or 13 seats and everybody is getting the same dish all throughout the night. So it's a lot easier to achieve the consistency. When you're just
don't get me started. Yeah, of course.
Then if you have a 50-item menu and you have 350 covers and 5 hours service.
Thank you.
And,
I agree.
And Michelin seems to always reward these. I call it the 3 Ps: the pricey, the pretentious, and the precious. And plates where you have the little. I love those freaking bowls where it has all the little dots around it. And it has that little center, and it has like
that's fair.
The little
like from the bear when they put the freaking.
You place the the tweezer place microgreens on top of a just that are placed just so on top of a a protein that has been attended to by 18 people for 20 hours with the 20 ingredient reduction. And
I say all the time, I'd love to see one of those fucking guys, one of the cooks at one of those restaurants where they have 20 people touching everything. Spend a day in our place.
Yeah,
see if they could keep
it's okay that they got theirs, but what about these other places?
And my issue isn't with Mouse getting theirs. It's just that I like Evelyn's. Go ahead.
You know what? Those other places that are big restaurants doing 350 covers a night, they don't need Michelin because they actually make money. Michelin places don't make any money.
Which is why
I promise you, the places that are doing like millions of dollars that do 350, 500 covers a night don't give a fuck because they're laughing all the way to the bank. The Michelin restaurant is not making money, and those places are.
That's funny.
3 of them.
We keep hearing that. Yeah,
Miami.
we keep hearing that.
Right. Since Michelin awarded their stars in April, you've had 3 places that got stars in Miami that have Entrenos has closed. Itame is about to close because Matty's is closed already, which is kind of shocking. That whole Changang.
Oh, they're
thing.
both closing.
Yeah, and then
they told because
Itame and Nando is going to be searching for a new spot to
but he is going to
recreate that. I don't know what's happening with it, and then one of the restaurants that got a star, the Tambourine Room by Tristan Brandt at the Caroline.
Well, they're going to redo. I thought.
No, they're opening up as a private dining experience only. You can't just go in as a 2-top to go in there. You have to book out the whole room for the night. It's starting in August.
And Torno Subito, I don't know if they got a star, but Torno Subito says they're coming back.
Oh, did they temporarily close? And that's Massimo Bottura's place.
Yeah.
And it got a star. So, and then of course you got the only place in Palm Beach County that got a star. Let's not get into it, but it is now closed
Bucan?
because
Bucan didn't get one. Bucan got 2.
Bucan, but the place where the guy is sitting in jail after doing basically the same.
The wife
thing.
hit her.
Well,
domestic abuser.
Alleged.
Right.
He has been charged. And
wait, can you guys just try this lobster roll before it gets like even
just go for Mayo.
Smaller peak?
I'm taking my half to my wife, but I want you to eat
one
your
last
half.
thing on because I like Evelyn's. I like a lot of food that Brandon Solomon does. I think he's
Evelyn's and Four Seasons. So good.
See, he liked that more than Moss.
And I go back there several times. And
it's
Moss, I'm not
Mayo,
running back.
Mayo like leans into that. I'm just a blue collar guy. I don't need no fancy fucking tweezered food. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but I
appreciate, and as someone who you reviewed very well and you support my restaurants, I appreciate that. And I'm
a man of the people.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. But you know what? Every now and then I like to be surprised and delighted.
Look, okay, see, I appreciate, because what I've heard of Mignonette and Blue Collar are not only really good food, but they have an elevated feel to it. But I like that both your places have the elevated feel, but still give you real portions.
Yes.
The prices are not ludicrous. There's nothing wrong with those experiences, 100%. But if an entire region, that's the only place you're giving a star to, that sort of sucks to me. Like, especially when I've traveled around the world and gone to places that had Michelin stars and they were a freaking street vendor.
Right.
Like, that's cool that in Thailand, the street vendor can get it, but in Fort Lauderdale, they can't. Like, that sort of sucks to me.
My issue was this, Danny.
Where in Fort?
The fact that
There's just good food. Like, we like the Catherine. It's a nice place, but it's,
love
they
the Catherine,
would
love
never
Timon.
give them
Yeah.
even a bib gourmand or a wreck.
No, I was surprised. Timon
along with the actual words in the piece, I put together 2 boxes, one listing what got honored this year in the 2025 guide in Broward and Palm Beach counties, and another one of my humble list of candidates that I think should be included in 2026.
And you gave Blue Collar the exception, even though not Broward or Palm Beach, that we should have been in there.
I'm not saying give it to Lester. What I'm just saying, like,
no,
it doesn't have
there's
to be
a lot of
counter.
places that deserve at least inclusion as a recommended, if not getting a bib or a full star. And then I had a list of places I think should get elevated and places that I think should be included that have been overlooked. I even think, I don't know what you think about this, but you had an experience. You went to Runway 84. I think, given its history and what it does, I think it should be at least in the guide as a recommended, Anthony's Runway 84. I don't know if you.
I had a good time at Anthony's Runway 84 the other day. I was thinking about it. We've been living in South Florida since before I was born. I know I'd gone there as a child with my parents growing up. And then back in like 2013 or 14, I went with some friends, some other restaurant owners, and back in the old way. And I liked it.
Like anything,
I liked it enough. Then
it needed some freshening, and they
knew it though.
Me and Ryan had an amazing time there. The room is beautiful. The service was excellent. The pistachio cake, I'm like over the moon for.
That's great, right?
The chicken franchise, I was worried because I love franchise, and the menu only lists as veal. So I was like, you guys do it with chicken? If not, that's fine. I'll take the veal. And they're like, yeah, of course, we got you. And it was just a great experience. And the chef there used to be a sous chef for us over at the Mignonette that we closed that you reviewed so highly.
Who, Robbins or
Ralph?
Oh, Ralph is one of the chefs there now.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, you know.
No. And I
had a good time. I'm surprised they didn't get any love. They didn't get any love, right?
No love.
That is surprising.
A lot of places we love,
and I'm
outside of
saying
Heritage didn't get really
next
any.
year there should be, like, they seem to have an antipathy towards Italian American joints. Heritage got included, but I think the reason why is because it's a smaller place that
and it
has
doesn't
a smaller
scream
menu.
American Italian either.
Right. It's
he
a very
does
hip
elevated
place. And
touches
look,
to Italian dishes.
I just think they could have been a little more, generous when it came to not stars, but just things like the recommended and some bibs. And I think the Catherine should get at least a bib because it is a pretty good value. 2 people can get out of there without drinking, which is,
I make up for it in extra appetizer.
Okay. No, but even when you order a lot of food, which I tend to do, I went once
wonderful.
with my daughter for her birthday, and I wasn't drinking that night, and we got out of there, 2 of us, like $120 for 2.
It's a nice
stuffed, and it was a really good experience. Now,
but you know what?
I don't know what happened, why, but I think Timon is one of those guys that should be in there at least as recommended, and in my mind, it should be a big place. So
yes. However,
yes.
Think about what you just said at the beginning of the conversation. And 3 different Michelin places closed.
Yeah.
If it's not going to help drive business, who cares? If it's just for my ego, I
But
don't
some
give
of
a
them
fuck.
say, no, Reno says that in the case of Heritage, look, he was doing fine. He was packed, but he says now he's getting packed for every service, including lunches on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And that it is a lot of people who are driven by Michelin, people who go around.
He knows that for sure?
Yeah. He says people who came in and say, oh, we're hitting every Michelin place in the Tri-County region, and we wanted to try it. We haven't been in yet. So it does drive
We get a lot of that
but,
being featured on Diners, Dive-Ins, and Drives twice. We get We get a lot of that too.
And also
actually.
being on the Lunchbox.
And the
Sponsor.
Lunchbox.
Yeah.
People came in. People came in the other day to Blue, calling. I'm like, oh my god, I saw you on the Lunchbox with Mike Mayo.
Did they really? Or are you
Yeah.
pulling my leg? Good.
Why would he do that?
It's
He's not going to BS
that's
you.
all good. All right. And all right, we got to take
We
our
have
second
one other
break.
break.
Two more points about Michelin, which will be in the piece, but it's basically
Let's
the
make this
thing
all
that-
about the piece you wrote instead of my restaurant.
you got your humble brag about your freaking stinging nettle soup. By the way, is there tarragon in this?
Yes, of course. Oh my god,
I'm not a tarragon guy.
That's surprising because you're of the age I would think you would like anise and black licorice.
You know, when I
It's
grew
a
up,
fight, actually.
they put tarragon in moon pie.
It's a fight with the tarragon.
All right, let's
They
take the
remembered
second
this time,
break,
but lots of
and then
times they
I'll go
don't.
back to my issues with Michelin, which I think makes some sense, but I like bouncing them off you. All right, we'll be back with more with Danny Serfer from Mignonette after these words. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner, reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. All right, we're having so much fun here. I love sitting down and chatting with this
Hour
guy.
and 20.
I like eating with him, too. Okay, but...
we went to Towns on Wands. We both had just had our shot too, and we're like, I'm not gonna eat that much. I'm not that hungry. And then, poof.
as my daughter says, Dad, you amaze me. You somehow managed to defeat Ozempic. And
I don't know if you noticed, but I took like a 15-minute break from the game that night, and I was.
Oh, you were having an
yeah.
Ozempic moment.
Yes.
And as you put it, it's either like stopped up
Feast
like
or
Hoover
famine.
Dam or like Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
And
your
that's,
feast or famine.
Yeah, but look, it's working for me. You know,
You look great.
it's gotten my A1C numbers down, and it's gotten my waist size. I'm down. I got to buy another belt. I'm down to my last belt.
I got to go to slide
I'm down.
belts now. You know the slide ones instead of holes.
Yeah,
They slide instead of having
that's
holes.
a big on the golf courses up in Boca and Del Rey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those sliding belts. Yeah.
Where are we at? I want to compare A1Cs. 5'8".
Wow, you're good. I was down to 6'1". I was
Oh,
up
wow.
to 7'4", and that was only on. I did my first blood work. This is thrilling. I know.
Yeah.
6 weeks after going on Ozempic in mid-April, I took my first blood work, and it went from 7.3 to 6.1, and now I've been on it for 4 months. So I'm going for blood work again in September or October, and we'll see where it is. But I feel much better.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need the afternoon naps.
No.
Even though I'm getting older, and I
wish
remember
could-
when
I wish I could
pies.
take an afternoon nap.
When they
But
go.
this whole conversation, tell us you're old and Jewish without telling me you're old and Jewish. A1Cs, blood work.
All right, so let me get back to my two other main critiques about Michelin. And
Okay.
look, I know it can be a boon to some people. For others, it doesn't lead to any kind of financial salvation or even success. But the thing that just confounded me, okay, Moss, they didn't award the whole restaurant. Okay, it's a 140-seat dining room, right? 14 of those 140 seats are the chef's counter. A lot of the menu items that you can get on the chef's tasting menu are also available on the a la carte menu. However, Michelin didn't deign to give the whole restaurant a
Oh, it's just a
star.
counter?
It's just the counter.
Oh, just
I
the
didn't
Moss
know
counter.
that. Wow, that's kind of dick.
It's dick. And so I say that
That's his.
these inspectors, they come through those two counties for the first time, and those two counties have a combined population of 3.5 million, more than Miami-Dade, have a combined almost like 7,500 restaurants, almost as many as Miami-Dade, and yet they only awarded 1.1 restaurant a star, 0.1 being the counter at Moss, that they didn't see fit to give the entire restaurant, with the kitchen producing the food for the entire restaurant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the response I got from them was, when a restaurant offers different experiences, our inspectors assess the different experiences. So the inspectors are saying, only if you spend a shit ton of money on a 14-course tasting menu that you might not want to eat everything, people on Ozempic, but if you have those same dishes a la carte sitting in the dining room, that's not a Michelin experience. So that's the
crazy.
0.1. And then the other one is gone because the guy's sitting in jail after allegedly pulverizing
Another wife.
his wife. So I think they could have done a little better. Now, the other point I was going to make about Michelin that I've totally forgotten, we've run out of time. So that's it.
Out of time?
I think we're never out of time, but it's just I'm 60 years old and I completely forgot the second point.
Mignonette and blue collar. Spice your way. Anything goes. Mignonette,
I
any
love
app,
it.
any entree, any dessert.
I love
$60. Blue collar, any app, any entree, any dessert. $45. Blue collar also has brunch for $35 and lunch for $35, which
Wow.
is almost anything goes. 7 days a week at Blue, every single service, lunch, brunch, and dinner. Mignonette, 7 days a week, anything goes. 3-course dinner, $60, even Friday, Saturday.
And the sandwiches go until the end of July, right? The end
Yeah,
of this week.
yeah,
This
blue
week,
collar
Thursday, I
also.
guess,
BOGO
Thursday.
Last-
sandwiches
Last 2 days
until-
to get your buy one, get one sandwich over at Blue. So before we roll into Spice.
Excellent. All right.
Nice.
Always a pleasure, Danny. Thank
you
you
for
for
having
feeding
me.
us. And We will see you again at some place next month, and I'll see you maybe later at Juan's eating crunchy noodles.
I'll do it. Oh, now I'm comfortable.
Hold the bean sprouts. Yeah, we could do it another night. We
Yeah.
could go tomorrow. Tomorrow's good.
Now,
All right, that's it for now. Enjoy every crab cake. Enjoy every clams with the beautiful
Yeah, it
butter,
was
steak
wonderful.
tartare, scallops with foie gras, and enjoy every lobster roll and sandwich.